So Cricket Captain 2024 has just been announced by the Cricket Captain team, and there's actually some decent changes coming in. Quite often we just see statistical database updates and we're left going, what are they actually changing? Well, this time there's some meaningful stuff. So according to the post on their Facebook page, the release date is going to be June the 6th. Now that will just be for Steam, maybe iOS. We've seen delays when it comes to that. Android and Mac will release the following week. They're also aiming to get Switch in July, and there's PlayStation and Xbox versions coming as well. And now the selling point is build your own dream team in Cricket Captain 2024. The T20 World Cup is going to take central stage. Now when I read that I went, ooh, is that a bit like an Ultimate Team thing that's coming? Doesn't feel like it. No relation to that in any of the other text that's part of the post, but I think it's just part of building your dynasty when you're doing a career mode. T20 World Cup takes centre stage. I feel that's just going to be the generic tournament mode that's available on the game, and when you go into it, the T20 World Cup with the latest versions of the squads are going to be there. Score Predictor is making its debut. You can manage runs chases and set targets with a clear indication of expectations for the match conditions. I quite like that, and they've given us a screenshot. So this is what it's doing. It's like you see on some of the broadcasting graphics these days. So England 20% of win, Australia 50%, predicted it in score 162, matches simulated 200. I quite like that. So essentially they've got something going in the background going, if you're at this score or this ground, these conditions, with these players, this is the likelihood of you getting a victory, which is really good because you're going to know pretty early doors whether you're on something or not, or whether you need to change your game plan, whether you need to go more aggressive because the actual score that it's looking like you're going to come out with is quite low in comparison to where you need to get to. And based on feedback from last year where the AI would sometimes go a bit crazy with their scoring rates, there has been an update and rebalanced scoring rates across the board with a focus on first class and limited over scoring rates and AI. Also Daniel Norcross, excellent commentator, great cricket journalist in general. He brings his style of commentary to the box this year. So Jonathan Agnew, it's a pleasure. And then they go into the generic stuff. So there's an expanded database, once again including honours board showing international centuries, 5 wickets hauls across all grounds. And that is historically done as well. So every century at the game, at a ground, you can scroll up and down. Do like it. Not too sure on the graphic version. I'd rather just have the statistical part of it and be able to look through it. Improved filters and viewing options for a vast array of statistics through the game. Now this to me is quite important because when I play the game, you've seen those that's been on my channel, I use statistics all the time to the point I've built my own statistical database. Now, for instance, in the game, you're really limited about what you can do. You can look at batting and bowling, but they're pretty generic statistics that's available. You can sort by the different level of competition they're playing at, and slightly available the competitions, but it's not a great deal to go up. So I really hope there's a huge amount of updates into this where you could filter by, say, how many games someone's played, how many hundreds someone scored, what batting position you're looking to try and fill, whether it's an all-rounder. So for instance, this is my game that I did where I rebuilt Sussex over 10 years. And for everyone that's watched it, the series is available on my channel. But essentially I've got a VBA script and it takes off all the scorecards from every championship, 100, one day, test match game that's going. So it's essentially the whole database of the game and world that you're playing in that's available. And you can see here Ali Orr, heaps of runs, but then it also breaks it down by how often they're out under 20, how often they score 100 runs per match. For instance, Ali Orr was the player of the save there. You can see his county championship record, his blast record, his 100, his Royal London Cup record, his season record per competition, his summary of innings by innings, and his team record. So I do this all by myself. I built it, it works. I'd like to see something similar available in here. And the final thing it says is there's latest developments, Pakistan, West Indies and around the world. Now, the key features that's included, we've talked about most of these. International team rankings calculated for the last 4 years. That's cool. What I would like to see is the ability to see your team's performance year on year and where you're tracking and how every team's tracking. updated kits, international player rankings updated with historical data. Now that may be more what I'm in line with, where you can see a player's performance. He's number 1 in the world in 2022, and by 2030 you can see he's ending the season maybe 60th. You know, you get that level of detail around your player. Asia Trophy, Pakistan update, domestic system update, improved player generation rebalanced with focus on player aggression. That's interesting because I generally find the players that come through are generally quite defensive, and it's hard to get someone that's really attacking that's a 3 format player. Tournament modes once again, Test Championship updated, phone interface, and then complete stats update. So if we look through some of the screenshots, this is the coach and physio. Now to the blind eye, I don't think there's any updates going on here. You've got all the same stuff you had previously. Win prediction is new. I think this is more of a flex going, hey, look how good our graphics look and the stadiums look. The stadiums do look incredible. They didn't mention any new stadiums being in the game. Generic screenshot to cover the T20 World Cup and the England team with Will Jacks batting at 3. Now, this is part of my biggest gripe with the game. You've got all this data. Now, if you play out of the pot, baseball, you play Football Manager, the data is available. I want to know, and I'm trying to build a model that will do it through Python. I want to know how good a player is off the front foot, where he scores his runs, what happens every ball. You know, he nicks off when the ball's outside off stump 20% more than anywhere else. Like, you know, I want to know these level of details, and I don't feel the game's where it could be just yet, because it could be an exceptional game that I already enjoy, but it could be so much better than what it is. But no changes to this screen. Same with setting your own fields, nothing going on there. And again, it's just a T20 World Cup graphic, not showing to me a lot of change going on. I do like the expected runs per over. I thought that was a real nice touch last game. Finn Hudson-Prentice, if you don't sign him in Cricket Captain 23, you should do. He's exceptional. I thought technique coaching was new, but it's not. It's not a new thing at all. That's been there, and it just says how many days they have been on coaching. For instance, Josh Bohannon here, this is on the last version of the game, 159's working on coaching, technique. And that's the batting honours board, which doesn't do much for me, but I like it, but I think I prefer it better without the graphic. But that's it, that is the update. So essentially it's going to be the 6th of June. It's currently the 26th down here, so we're about 2 weeks away. So if you are brand new around here, subscribe to the channel. We've got a really interesting, fun save using data in the game coming up. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you're excited. Let me know what you think they should have released for the game as opposed to what they have released and what you're excited for. We'll catch you next time.